We're going to unpack a really simple, deeply human story about two different lives. It's the kind of story that fundamentally challenges how we define success, how we measure our days, and honestly, where we actually locate our happiness. Let's just dive right into it. So let's start off with Rohan. You know the type, right? He's the guy who had it all figured out. He had the great job, the impressive title, the perfectly curated LinkedIn banner. He was essentially living the exact script we're all taught to write. That is, until one Tuesday morning, out of absolutely nowhere, he gets an HR calendar invite. The title? Quick Sync. Now, if you've ever worked a corporate gig, you know exactly what that means. It's just pure corporate dread wrapped in two little words. It's basically code for, hey, your entire life is going to change in the next 15 minutes. And just like that, in a matter of minutes, he's laid off. He trades his beautiful corner desk for the corner of his crumpled bed. And, well, what does he do? He does exactly what any of us do when the floor suddenly falls out from under us. He stares up at the ceiling fan like it somehow owes him answers. He's endlessly scrolling through his phone, reading these 2 a.m. self-help quotes that, let's be honest, do not help at all. He opens up LinkedIn, watches everyone else post about their exciting new journeys. And somehow, just staring at a screen that says meeting ended for everyone, he ends up feeling so much worse.
But now, literally just a few streets away, and we are talking about the exact same city, breathing the exact same morning air, there's this tiny juice shop. And it is definitely not glamorous. It's got maybe 2 stools, one of them is cracked, there are these rings of spilled chai staining the counter, and a blender that sounds like it's actively filing its own resignation letter every single time it gets turned on.
The guy running the place is named Suresh. And the big twist here is that Suresh isn't working this cart because he lacked ambition. Actually, scratch that. It's the opposite. He has a hard-earned engineering degree, like a real, rigorous degree. But as it often happens, life had other plans. Circumstances shifted, and just to make ends meet and keep a solid roof over his head, he ended up running this little juice cart on the corner. Now, the business itself is pretty unpredictable. Some days he might sell, say, 50 glasses and really feel a bit of momentum. But on other days, the streets are dead quiet, the weather is awful, and he sells just 4 glasses. Do you think, looking at that beaten-up blender and realizing you only had 4 customers all day, that it would completely break a person's spirit?
But it doesn't. And that is exactly where this whole story gets so fascinating. Those 4 measly sales do not break his spirit. Suresh is out there every single morning, leaning on that stain counter, cracking jokes with the local auto rickshaw driver who stops by for a quick break. He's humming these songs that are for sure completely out of tune, but he's singing them with absolute, unapologetic commitment. And when the neighborhood kids come by, he's sneaking them extra ice, totally off the books. So, the really crucial takeaway here is this entirely unexpected math. He's running on just 4 sales, but he's also running on complete, unbothered, full joy at the exact same time. On paper, it makes absolutely 0 sense, but in his reality, standing on that street corner, that math works out perfectly for him.
Which brings us to a pretty quiet question. It's one of those things we almost never ask out loud when we're so busy climbing ladders and updating our resumes. Between the two of them, who is actually winning here?
Think about it. You have this stark, undeniable contrast. You've got Rohan, the guy with the fancy resume, the corporate title, the previously perfect LinkedIn banner, who right now is completely, utterly miserable. And juxtaposed right against him, you have Suresh, the guy with 4 customers, a broken stool, and almost nothing to show on paper, who is genuinely, warmly happy. That isn't a coincidence, you know? That's actually the entire punchline of how human fulfillment really works.
Because here is the reality about actual inner happiness. I don't mean the polite, "oh, I'm doing fine," that you tell your relatives at dinner. I mean the real thing. It doesn't check your job title before it decides to show up. It literally couldn't care less about your LinkedIn headline. It doesn't ask how many glasses of juice you sold today, or what your quarterly projections look like. It just exists, quietly and persistently, inside people who have simply decided to let it be. So, if you take anything away from this explainer today, let it be this unshakable truth. No layoff, no surprisingly bad month, and absolutely no slow 4-glass juice-selling Tuesday can touch the kind of happiness that originates from the inside.
Look, the reality of the world is that circumstances are always shifting. They can absolutely take your job. They can strip you of your title, they can take away your corner office, your security badge, and yeah, even that fancy, unnecessarily complicated corporate coffee machine. But they are entirely powerless to touch what you have already decided to feel good about within yourself. They only take things. They cannot take your perspective.
The real goal then is to find that internal switch. It's usually hidden somewhere behind the anxiety, behind the expectations of others, and way behind the fear of the 2 a.m. ceiling fan. Find that switch and flip it, because once you do, once you anchor your joy to something that isn't just a job title or a daily sales quota, no boss, no bad day, and no abrupt calendar invite is ever going to be able to take that away from you again.
Which leaves us with one final, very grounded thought to reflect on as we wrap things up. I really want you to sit with this for a second. If your title, your job description, and your entire professional identity vanished tomorrow morning, what would be left to make you smile?